Well. What do we got here? Let's see. Wow, we got more people to start with tonight. That's a good thing. I'm sorry I'm late a couple minutes, guys, but was getting some last minute things together here. We're going to not only have a live stream, but a show and tell. Remember when we used to be able to show stuff? Well, I didn't because I wasn't doing streams back then, but other friends of EDU used to love when he could just, somebody would have a question and we'd talk about something and then boom, he'd go grab it and show you. And it was kind of cool. Well, we can't show guns on here, just so if some of you guys are new, can't show guns, but we can show just about anything else. Well, within reason, of course. But everybody doing tonight? Let's take a look here. And of course, who's in here first but my buddy Joe. How you doing, Joe? Joe's been, heeding some of the advice that's out there and getting ready for whatever, we don't know what it'll be. It's a strange time out there right now, and he's been kind of concentrating on some extra parts for his rifles, oops kits, and he's working on a bolt carrier and, stuff like firing pins and buffer springs and consumables, let's call them, right? I think I'm right, Joe? And I think some magazines and, other stuff. So that's always a good idea. Always a good idea. If you guys notice the title of the stream tonight, it's Executive Order Sale, right? There's so many executive orders flying out of the White House that it's like a sale. We're not the people having the sale. We're the buyers. I'm buying because one of these executive orders coming down is going to be the one, right? So far at last count, in however many few days it's been, 32 executive orders have come down. That's a record, absolute record-shattering amount of executive orders. And we know executive orders kind of started with Obama. I believe there were some before him, but he's the one that really took advantage of them, kind of brought them to the forefront and used them to his advantage to promote his agenda. Following suit, Trump did the same thing. And hey, why not? When in Rome, I guess, right? And he used them as well. Well, Biden has taken full advantage. And we knew things like this, when anything is controversial or on the edge there, and all of a sudden it's made popular or now it's okay, right? People are going to eventually take advantage of it. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. But so it's a sale. We're having an executive order sale, and I'm there shopping like crazy because that I believe the first executive order to come down is going to be a ban on imported rifles and ammunition. So, what I may have planned to acquire over the next, year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years to finish off my collection. Well, guess what? Now I got a few weeks, maybe a couple months. I don't know. After the ban takes effect, there's stuff that's here already that's stockpiled at distributors and whatnot. There's some that's on its way over right now, I'm sure. And there's stuff that's ready to ship and will continue to ship up until the day things take effect. And the manufacturers will know that, and they'll get as much as they possibly can heading over here. And I'm not positive exactly how it works, but I think if the ATF says that this order is clear or whatever, then that shipment is good to go. Once they authorize the shipment, I believe it's good to go. And even if it's not through customs, I think some stuff can get stuck in customs, right? There's been stuff that's happened with that where they had a bunch of rifles stuck in customs and they had to make some changes to things before they sent them out and for sale. They had to make changes to stocks, or maybe they had to remove flash hiders or tack weld muzzle brakes or whatever the heck it was. But there'll be some stuff, kind of in limbo like that. So you'll have the chance for quite a while to come. However, that's when the prices start going through the roof. Right now, some stores may have some premiums on rifles and whatnot. For sure, ammo we know, but as far as rifles and whatnot go, there's still some good deals out there. You haven't really seen the gouging like there was before. I remember when Obama was coming in, and the ARs were crazy. You could take a $500 AR and it was selling for $2,000, stuff like that. Haven't seen that. There's a ton of ARs out there right now, at least in our area. Why don't you guys comment what you're seeing as far as rifles, pistols, not just import, but let's say tactical stuff or stuff that you would want that they would want to outlaw. What are you guys seeing out there? Because I'm seeing a ton of stuff here. It's not an issue at all right now, and prices are pretty good. Anyhow, Joe's getting ready for all that, and on top of talking about these presidential orders coming down, I figured I'd show you a few things that we're making sure we have tidied up, so to speak, things that you may not think of right off the top of your head, but are very, very important that you definitely are going to need should all of our stuff suddenly become important, right? So we're going to go through some of that stuff, and a little bit of it will surprise you. When I start showing you, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Let's see who's here tonight. By the way, guys, we are monetized tonight. We do this channel. It's all on our dime. You can send super chats. You can do all that kind of good stuff. I don't hit you guys up like that, but I just figured I'd mention it. We have a Patreon, but I don't even know how it works. I don't even know if anyone's ever joined it. I doubt it, because we're kind of small, but we definitely put out the production and bring you guys a lot of stuff, and it gets expensive, I can tell you. Let's see. Chris, got a reminder before bedtime finally. You know what? I meant to send it earlier, and with like a half hour to go, I'm like, oh shit, I better send something out. So I sent one out 2 weeks ago. Last week, I'm sorry, I apologize, guys. I did not get the stream in. Just had a bunch of stuff going on. Hopefully things are calming down now, and I got some more time and get back to normal. So Joe's in here. Saw Gunner Fred. Saw Gunners. I love that name. Love that screen name. That's awesome. Let's see. Bye. Guns or ammo? LOL. Ammo prices off the charts crazy. That is true. Now, you guys know I did the video on finding ammo and how I was, getting quite a bit of ammo actually for a while there. Well, it's caught up here. Other than the big box stores, their prices are still normal, but all the shops, everything else, it's gone through the roof, and it's been hard to find. I haven't been able to find squat, although I found a new place this week, and man, do they have ammo, but man, do they have prices too. I mean, shocking. Anyhow, so Saw Gunner's in here. Joe, hey, I see AR-15 parts crashed because ammo. What? Yeah, AR-15 parts crashed because ammo. So buy some oops kits and buffer. Okay. Revolver's cheap too. Yeah. I took my Geritol so you can stay up late. Come on. It ain't that bad. If I can stay up, man, I get about, I'm going to say 3 hours sleep average per day. I go to bed sometimes. If all worked well, I'd get to bed at 2. But I get to bed at 3 or 4. I get up at 6:30. I got a 2-hour ride to work 10, 12 hours, 2-hour ride home, do it all over again. Yeah, it's catching up with me, though, let me tell you. Got my caffeine here, though. How's this mic sound, guys? I turned down the gain because when I listened back to the stream from last week, you could hear every little me breathing and all kinds of stuff. So I turned it down quite a bit. Hopefully that's a little better. I could probably go down even further, but let's see. Who else? RX Pub X Vic XN. Wow. That's a mouthful. I don't know what it all means, but RX, maybe a pharmacist, or is that NX? NX. No one big bear just got here. What did I miss? You didn't miss squat other than me going over what the title means. We're all these executive orders out there, and we know the other shoe's going to drop, and there's going to be one that affects us. So it's time to get moving. It's like a big sale, right? So I'm out there buying. I'm going to the Black Friday events. That's what I'm doing this week. You guys wouldn't want to see what I spent this week. Trust me on that. Because what I planned on doing over a couple years minimum, maybe 5 years or more, I did in a week. So think about that one. And very little to no ammo involved. Let's see. Sawgunner, I don't know. Joe Jam running bid snipe software on Ammo Seek. Got 4,000 rounds of 5.56 this week at 55 cents. Wow, pretty good. But most of the day it hangs at 105 a shot. 55 cents. Was that steel case? I wouldn't mind a whole bunch of steel case right now because I got that 5.56 AK. And steel it'll run either just fine, but steel runs great in it. The brass, it dents the crap out of on ejection. So why ruin my good brass that I can reload? I just run steel through it. And it's an imported AK, so you know it likes steel. Sawgunner. Hey, Sawgunner, you are, I'm going to say you're my first, what do you call it? What do you call those things where you send me money? Whatever they're called. I don't know what the hell they're called. You're the first one. I'm going to say 2AEDU is the first, and I appreciate that. But, we're kind of buds, and I send him some, and it's kind of like professional courtesy, I guess. He was the first one, but we're going to count you as the first fan. How's that sound? But thank you very, very much. We certainly appreciate it. Here's for buying my coffee Friday night at 2A stream. Okay. All right. Yeah, remember when coffee was 50 cents or less? I do. I'm showing my age, right? I'm not a boomer. Not a boomer. I am not. And you know what? I'm just going to talk about that real quick. People use that term boomer in a derogatory manner. And, that's kind of the way they do it is, in my eyes, at least from a liberal type of standpoint, right? They somehow think, or at least some of the stuff I read, that boomers are the reason the world is what it is, that the economy's screwed up. Everything's a mess because of what boomers did. We were just living life, all through the 80s and 90s. We were spending and doing and partying and drinking and drugging and all this stuff and didn't give a damn about anything. And that's why the world's a wreck today for them, for the non-boomers, whatever those may be, X, Y, Z, whatever generations. They think that we wrecked it all. But I'm here to tell you that I've got a lot of respect for boomers. Now, I fall out of that age range by just a couple years. I could be in that tail end of it, right? But I'm not. I'm not a boomer. My parents are boomers. Boomers were after World War II. Now, my dad was born during World War II. I got a picture of him with my grandfather on the train, him going off to the service, and my dad sleeping with his head on him. On the train. But like I have respect for the greatest generation, and they're even going after that now, saying that wasn't the greatest generation. Well, you show me another generation of people that could do what they did, fight the fights they fought, get through it all, save the world from tyranny and keep this country going, come back home, build this nation, build the middle class, and raise kids and all those things. The 50s were a wonderful time. 60s were a wonderful time, marred by a little bit of unrest. But the 70s that I grew up in and the 80s were just a magnificent time to grow up. And the parents that raised us back then were the type of parents we need more of today, because they're the ones that pushed us to be who we are today. And unfortunately, I think it's my generation now that maybe was too lenient on their kids. Now, I wasn't. In my opinion, I've raised 3 fabulous kids, and the world couldn't be getting better citizens than my kids. But they use the term boomer so derogatory. And just like the greatest generation, I think they did a great job. And each generation will have its chance. I don't think anybody means to screw up. They want good kids. They want a better world. You don't think we want a better world for our children? I never realized what my parents said. I want better for you, because when I was younger and you're building your life and you're humping every day, it's all about you, right? You're trying to accumulate and get all your stuff. And well, the older you get, once you get there, it's about getting rid of it all. You don't want any more, except for my buy session this week. So you do want more for your kids. You want them to live in a bigger house and have a better education and have more money and have nicer cars and make the world a better place and all that good stuff. So I don't like that term, the way they use it. It bothers me. I'm not a boomer. I just have respect for them. That's all. I have a lot of respect for my mother and father, my dad, who busted his ass every day to make what he made. So maybe I had a little easier life. Tell you the truth, and I'm just saying this to say it, it's not for anything, but my dad was a huge Colt single action collector, one of the biggest in the country. And, you may have a decade where you're doing great business-wise, family-wise, and you may have a decade where things fall on its face. Well, he had one of those, and that single action collection went to pay for my education. And to this day, I feel bad about it a little bit. But, hey, we do what we have to do for our kids, right? So anyways, enough of that. Let me get back here and see what's going on here. So thank you, Saw Gunner. I certainly appreciate that. And you will go down in history as the first one to do that. Ammo is definitely impossible here in South Florida. What's up, Fernando? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Guero, what's up, man? I think I see you over 2A EDU, right? What do you think the Mini Jack AK pistols from Poland? I saw one in person actually this week. I'm going to tell you what I found this week. Man, I found a honey hole. Anything out of Poland's good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. If you listen to Misha over on Mishiko, he rates the Fox rifles right up there as best buys over the Wasser, and I think about equal with the Yugo stuff. Good stuff, really smooth quality, fit and finish is nice, all that stuff. But yeah, those pistols are not bad. I would pick one up. What are they going for? Are they cheap? Cheap enough? Let's see. So Rockford, where's the tree? Look behind me, Joe. I changed the camera angle. All I did was tilt the computer over. So you noticed that, though, didn't you? Otherwise, you wouldn't have mentioned that. Yeah, I just moved it over a bit. I was just going to shut it off, and I thought, no, we'll just eat. There we go. All fixed. Ah, God. Let's see. So the Mini Jack sounds good. Where's the tree? Chair Force. That's a good name, Chair Force. That's awesome. We're all part of the Chair Force, right? I heard great things about WBP. Yes, excellent, excellent stuff. As a matter of fact, you guys know I'm friends with Mark Krebs. You've seen my videos on his stuff. My go-to-war weapon is a Krebs AK. And over the years, he's built his AKs off of other platforms, right? Essentially, there's physical work to the metal and whatnot. He deburrs them, dehorns them. I know a lot of guys say, oh, that's a crock of crap, and they wouldn't pay for it. For those of you that say I wouldn't pay that kind of money for a Krebs rifle, all I'm going to tell you is I've been there. I've been that guy that said, that's insane. Till you pick one up, until you shoot one and you go, I need that. I really need that. They're tumbled, they're dehorned, they're deburred. He puts his famous Krebs coat finish on them. Everything, the action is smoothed. Everything is gone over, from the tension of the safety to how everything lines up. He will readjust things if it's off from the factory, all of that stuff till it's just butter. And then he adds his stuff, his trigger job, his rework triggers. Well, it depends on the rifle, but he even changes front ends, shortens barrels, all this stuff to make this weapon perfect, and then sends it out. So he's done over the years Vepers, both slant cut receivers and straight cut. He's done Arsenal products. He's done a few Yugos. He used to do Segas, and they would be whatever model it was that year. Like mine is what is mine? A KS 103 or KR 103? I forget. But so he used other rifles as the jumping off point for his custom models. Well, now he's not using anybody's base rifle. He's building it receiver up, and a lot of the parts are Polish parts, and they're good stuff. He wouldn't settle for anything substandard, trust me. So yeah, anything out of WBP is really, really good stuff. You can rest assured that you won't have a problem with that. I would like to pick one up if I didn't get a Sam 7K 44 pistol. You got one. I have one too. You've seen mine. The 44 was the last good one. It was the one with the barrel nut, not with the conical booster, because that wasn't even a booster. They just milled out the center of the booster and slid it over the barrel like a sleeve and then pinned it. It's there for looks to hide the longer barrel. And on the ass end of it, there's no way to mount a brace because there's no hole in the back. It's just a flat plate. On the 44, you have a square hole in the back that they mount a little piece of Picatinny rail to it. And you can either mount directly to the pick rail, some type of brace, or if you're going to SBR it, a stock, or you can take that pick rail off and bolt in a brace like I did with my, what is that thing? I swear I'm losing my mind these days. Memory is shot. Mine is I don't know. I'll come up with it in a minute here. Somebody will post it and I'll go, yep, that's it. So yeah, that's that Sam 744 pistol. Good thing you chose that over the Polish, because right now you doubled your money on it, depending if you paid the original price, which was either just under or just over $1,000, depending when you bought it. Because now they're bringing all at $2,000, and I've seen some bring $2,500. Yeah, that was a good buy, and I grabbed one before they went away. I got one of the last ones, and I love it. It's one of my favorite go-to ones. I just did a video with the flashlight handguard. I found one of those, and it's finished now. Saw Gunner, guys, if you have time, download Bid Snipe software and hit Ammo Seek. I promise at least one a day. Midway or PSA sells ammo below gouge. Awesome. Hey, Mateo, what's up, man? Didn't see you pop in here. Thanks for coming. Just trying to catch up, and then we'll get to the main idea here. if I can get my comments to work, and they're not. There we go. Whoa, now they're working. I hate that. Hey, El Tenda's in here. What's up, Fabrizio? Fabrizio's my boy. Guys, he's done so much for me. If you can, check out his channel. I don't know exactly how I met Fabrizio. I have no idea. I think we chatted online, and we got to talking, and we were from the same area. And next thing you know, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to Mark Krebs' place, hang out for the weekend. You want to come?" I'm like, "Do I want to come?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" He's what really gave me a foot in the door, and I can't give him enough praise. Not just for what he did, but who he is. He's just a super nice guy that will literally, he has no agenda. He just wants to help people and be a nice guy. That's the great thing about him. Yeah, he introduced me to them, the guys at Circle 10 AK, on and on and on, all kinds of people. The guys at a couple, the one magazine company, DSA Arms. He knows everybody. I think they remember him because of his accent. He's Italian, and he knows everybody. It's shocking the amount of people he knows. And if you look at his channel and his numbers, they don't do it any justice. He is truly an insider. He works in the gun industry as a full-time job. I won't say what it is right now because I don't know if he would want me to do that, so I won't. But trust me, he is well entrenched in the firearm industry, and just a good dude. We have a blast when we go shooting, don't we? Except he hates all that driving, but we have fun. Orion Fixer's here. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. Let's see what I missed here. Graduate high school, spent 6 years in the Navy, raised a family, worked 40 years in the same, missed 7 days of work in 40 years. Outstanding. Sounds right. Yeah, you're to blame. All right. Yep. Yeah. What do you think about Mini Jack? We talked about that already. Good pistol, that Mini Jack. Joe Morgan, I own an automotive and truck repair center. So you're in the car business too. And my laptop near my workstation and watch Ammo Seek more than I should. Yeah, you're probably on it all day, right? I know I got some stuff going on in the background when I'm at work too, always looking. What's the best load to put in the VR80 to start out break in? Run some slugs. Run some 1-ounce slugs through it. You know, they come in boxes of 5, or if you find a value pack, I think they're 20 rounds usually in those. I'd run 20, 25 slugs through it, run a box of buckshot through it, switch over to some heavy loads like number 4s, high brass stuff, run a box of those, and then switch over to what you're going to run. You're going to want to run 3-gram loads. It will run 2 3/4 usually. But if you want a safe all-around load to run all the time, run a 3-gram load. That's about 1,300 feet per second with number 7.5s or 8s, and it'll run all day. There's these double A rounds, Winchester double A's. They're not red like usual, like I'm used to with the trap rounds. They're gray, and I think they're Super Sport or something like that. They're 1,300 feet per second, and they run flawlessly. I can run the bulk pack stuff out of mine, the Walmart bulk pack, which is I think maybe 2 3/4 dram. They're like 1,250 feet per second. I could get those to run in my Vepr too, believe it or not. But once in a rare while, it has a hiccup. But 1,300 feet per second, you are golden. It'll run it all day, all night. So that's the best load. VR80 should be here. You're lucky to find one because I haven't. For a while, I was seeing those VR80 shotguns all over, and they've dried up. For those of you that don't know, that is a magnificent shotgun. When I first saw it at a local shop, I thought, well, you know, it's made in Turkey. And early Turkish guns 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, were kind of you know. There were those Bakals. I had a side-by-side we talked about last week, was just stiff and junky. Well, the new stuff coming out of there is pretty nice. And these AR-15 platform shotguns, the damn thing just runs and runs, and it's so cool. And the mags feed nice. So much less work than my Vepr, although trust me, I love my Vepr, but just because of what it is. But these things are effortless. You don't have to put the thought and the work into them like you do a Vepr. Anyhow, pretty high quality stuff too, from the bolt to the mags, everything, steel mags. I will say one thing: if you guys are running those VR80s, get yourself a few of the rubber buffers that slide on the back of the bolt. So if it goes too far back, it hits that rubber pad. Those eventually, I think, are going to wear, get hard, crack, whatever. Somebody on here found them the other day. Advanced Tactical has them. They're like $3 a piece or something. Order yourself a couple and keep them as spares because you may need them. That's about the only wearable part I see on it. Maybe you want a firing pin. I don't know. Christ, my 870 has tens of thousands of rounds through it. Maybe over 50,000. I don't know. But and I'm still on the original everything. Well, I shouldn't say that, but nothing major, put it that way. Buckshot or slugs, Grandpa, high brass shells. Yeah. I tell you the truth, guys, there wasn't much break-in on that VR80. It wasn't like the Vepr. I think I could have stuck those 1,300 feet per second shells in it, and it would have ran it right off the get-go. I think the break-in's kind of I would take it apart and clean it and lube it because it does come with some break-in stuff on it, and depending how long it's been in stock, it might have gummed up a bit, but I'd clean it, lube it real good. If you want to do the break-in, fine, but I'd run 10, 15 slugs, 15 rounds of buckshot, and maybe a few high brass, whatever, and then go at it. Mateo, I've been buying 40 and 357 SIG. What? You have? It's 9mm. I was at a place this week that had cases and cases and cases stacked up by the cash register, 500 round cases of 9mm brass, all you wanted to buy. They'd sell you as many cases as you wanted. It was MagTech or something like that. Yep, all you wanted. And I passed it up. Why? $750 some a case. Below me. That's below me. Not above me, below me. Let's see. I'm new, but what degree do you have? What degree? What do you mean? Kind of like college degree? I've got a Bachelor of Science degree. Buckshot slugs. I thought so, rockets, all good. Let's see. Ran high brass. Well, I'll set my shooting classes. I have enough reloading stat. Reloading stuff's still hard, guys. Plenty of powder, plenty of bullets, no primers. Lynx 12, nice gun. The Lynx 12. I'm interested when Krebs starts putting out 6.5 Grendel builds. Yeah, they finished up that 9x39, and El Tenda's got a great video on it. They really go in depth on the final product. I heard something in that video that I didn't even know was a thing, Breezy. Breezy's Fabrizio, when you hear me talk about that people were saying they were using AR gas tubes to run these other 9x39s, and it sounded like Mark wanted to put those things to rest when you showed the gun and all. And no, guys, it runs like a regular AK. It's with a piston and everything. I guess there must be some stuff out there that's kind of wonky. There was one guy designing them, I guess, which was, like Mark said, kind of an ingenious way to do it, but it wasn't AK enough. You know what I mean? Let's see. I'm just going to finish up here, guys, and then I'm going to get into the meat of the matter here. Let me see if I missed anything. It's, you know what, if I try to keep up with these comments, I'm never going to get anything done. You're getting old. Is that what you said, Breezy? Yeah, I'm getting old. That makes you older, jackass. Let's see. Okay, I can't keep up with them. So I'm just going to get into it. So, Mr. Biden has put out 32 executive orders in just a few short days. Basically undone 4 years of the Trump presidency, which is a crying shame. And a lot of it is just setting them up for a death spiral. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know how their brains think. It's shocking. But I don't know. Anyhow, so that set it up for, my thought is that when the gun stuff does come down, first one's going to be ease us into it, right? He's going to say no more imports on guns and ammunition. So, like any good American boy, I've got my share of ammo. Is it a lifetime supply? I don't know. Not if I plan on shooting like I currently shoot. No, it's not. And God only knows what he does with ammunition and taxes and whatnot. But it ain't going to be pretty. But I got a pretty good head start on that. So you get to the rifles, the guns, even whatever, imports, right? We've seen Chinese guns go away. We saw Russian guns go away. We saw Vepers go away because the parent company, which I believe is Kalashnikov Concern, is the parent company of Mollet, due to something they did in the worldwide, I don't know if it was arms trading or political, whatever. The U.S. didn't like it, thought it went against policy, and they shut them down. So there went our Vepers, right? And this would just be an executive order of saying, hey, no more imported weapons. Now, think about that for a minute. That's not just AKs, guys. Think about CZ Scorpions. Anything from CZ. CZ makes all kinds of nice stuff. Not just Scorpions, but their battle rifle. They make shotguns. They make beautiful pistols, right? All kinds of good stuff. Yeah, no more. Thank God I got my Scorpions down. That would be terrible. I love shooting my Scorpions. There's nothing quite as fun as rattling off a Scorpion. What else would go away? The VR-80 shotguns, those would go away. Those are imports. Makarov pistols, Tokarov pistols, any new ones coming in. Anything they surplus they found out there, whether it was Mausers or Mosin Nagants, if they found another load or whatever, it's all gone, right? How about this? How about Beretta, right? How about in the trap world or high-end guns, Parazzis, stuff like that? That's all imported. So, guys think right away, well, it's just the tactical stuff. Who cares? Well, I know a lot of guys in the trap thing that only shoot Parazzis. And what are you going to do when you need a new one? Oops, sorry, no more, right? A lot of Italian shotguns. Now he could do it country by country, could do the whole damn thing. Who knows? But I'm going to get my share of what I want for my collection. I want a Tavor. Those are made in Israel, right? Well, actually, I think that now they're put together here, but I still think it'd be considered an import. I want to get a Tavor, so I'm searching for one right now. Now, you used to be able to find them everywhere. I can't find one. I found one in 9, one in 300 blackout. I want a 5.56, and I want a 16-inch barrel. I think, let me ask you guys this. In a Tavor, they come in 18-inch barrel, 16-inch barrel. Which one do you want? What's the one to have? I think the 16 would be the way to go. I don't know that I want a longer barrel. But there seems to be more 18s out there for some reason. Maybe because those are the leftovers because everybody bought the 16s. I don't know. And then there's the X95 or the SAR. I kind of like the looks of the original, the SAR better, but the X9, the 95X or X95 has got some better features, and it looks like it's more intuitive as far as the control layout and all. So I'll probably end up going with the X95, but I haven't ruled out the SAR unless you guys think there's something major I should consider there. So, Tavors, Uzis, all the other stuff IWI makes. Their AKs, their Ace pistol and Ace rifle, gone, right? Couldn't import those anymore. All kinds of stuff, guys. It's it's not fun. When it comes to AKs, that's what my channel was founded on. Fabrizio's channels around the AK for a little bit of everything, but the AK, that's what we love. That's what we do. And yes, thank God we finally have a couple American AKs that at least seem to be holding their own right now. We've got Kalashnikov USA. That 103 looks like a magnificent gun. They're 9, that little 9mm gun, that is a fabulous gun. And then you've got PSA, Palmetto State Armory, right? They're building some nice stuff too. That it's all holding together. They're finally doing it. But at the end of the day, when I want an AK, do I want one built in South Carolina or Florida, or do I want the real McCoy? I want the real McCoy. That's what I want. I don't want a copy, And yeah, I get it. A lot of the stuff we get is the civilian version or as close to as you can get. But, at the end of the day, I'm going to trust an import a lot more. I know it's going to hold up. It's battle proven. Armies and thousands of soldiers have run them through their paces in training and on the battlefield, and we know they work, right? And that's what we want. And let's face it, that's what's going to be worth the money. Look what happened to Chinese AKs after the ban. It took a while to get there, yes. But my Bakelite side folder, that was a $200, $300 rifle new at best. And now they're going to about $4,500. Look at what Vepers are going for. Look at what Arsenals are going for Christ's sake. It's mind-numbing. So, AKs were the poor man's hobby. They were the AR guys. That was big dough, man. Us AK guys, we were spending our $300 and buying our 1,000 rounds for $125, and we'd shoot all summer long and have a great time, right? Well, all you guys came along and screwed it up for us. I'm just kidding, guys. The aftermarket for AKs has grown exponentially because of the interest, but unfortunately, when people start discovering just how good something is, it does drive the prices up, and that's happened. Never in my life did I think I'd pay over $1,000 for any AK. Hell, I didn't think I'd ever pay over $700 maybe at the tops. And look at the way things are now. Look at what an SGL goes for. Look at what 5.45 guns are going for. And people say, well, that's going to come down when the 5.45 guns get here. Well, they're here, the U.S. ones. But they're not going to bring those guns down. People want the real thing. They don't want that stuff. That's second class, second rate. You want the real deal. So, yeah, that stuff going away with a signature, and you got to get out there and grab it. So I had seen this gun shop advertised near me in Milwaukee, outside of Milwaukee, for quite a while, and I kept meaning to get over there. And I finally walked in, and it looks big from the outside, but I walked in, and it's kind of small, and I'm kind of just taking it all in at first. And I look at the wall, and I go, oh, my God. I didn't even get to the wall of guns right away, because when you walked in, there was a huge rack of cases and cases and cases of ammunition. And I'm like shocked, like, look at that. 1,000 rounds of 308, all kinds of 5.56, 9mm. Wow. Till I looked at the prices. Actually, the 308 wasn't bad. He had cases too of he had surplus M2 ball that was about 5 something 1,000, Didn't seem too bad to me. And he had Wolf. Was it Wolf? Wolf steel case 308 for that was cheap. That was like 3 something for 500, 2 something for 500. Not bad. And that Wolf 308, man, if you guys look at my video on the AR-10, that stuff is, I was shocked at how accurate that stuff was. Absolutely shocked. But anyway, so I'm looking at the ammo, and then when I finally got past that and I turned to look, there's this wall, 2 walls of every cool gun you could think of. 1 full wall of every variant of AR, pistol, rifle, this, that, the other thing, every barrel length that you could imagine from every manufacturer. And then the other wall had AKs, Tavors, PSLs. They had that new Yugo designated marksman rifle. What is that? The M77, maybe? They had HKs. They had Vepers. They had a Veper short barrel shotgun. Veper 12 short barrel. Man, is that cool. I would almost SBR that before I did one of my rifles because it looks so damn cool. What else did they have? Pistols. They had Chinese Tokharovs, which are cool. I actually need one to finish my Tokharov collection, but I didn't grab it because there's other things more important that I like more. They had ZPAPs. They had Polish AKs. They had, trying to think everything that was on there. It was crazy. Polish AK. Oh, they had Kalashnikov USA. They had pistols and rifles. Saw a guy buy one, brought out the big red plastic case. Nice guns, guys. Really nice guns. Well finished, well put together. Nice gun. Everything you could imagine they had, except the Tavors, they only had in 300 blackout 9mm, so screwed. But I had made a purchase earlier. I asked if they had any arsenals, and they said no. There's a few arsenals. I'll tell you guys right now kind of some of what I got. Not going to tell you all of it because it'll be a surprise. But you saw one already. You saw the ZPAP video. I picked up the ZPAP that day right there. I was going to order one from my buddy I sent that I get all my stuff from, but it was right there in front of me. And it was the maple, flame maple wood. And I liked it. It was really patterned nicely. And I grabbed it right then and there. And that was that. Walked out the door with it. Earlier in the day, I had bought, I needed my side folder. I bought a Sam 7 side folder. So that will be here Friday. What are we up to? That's what? $2-3 grand. I don't know. Well, I'm going to stop there in case my wife's watching this. But yeah, there's some other stuff coming too that you guys will see. Just trust me, it's insane. I get sick to my stomach when I think about it. But it's one of those things where I believe that much that it's going away. So it's now or never, right? I almost bought one of the Polish ones just to have, but it wasn't the Fox. I wanted the Fox with the Beryl style little puzzle piece at the end, to put that Beryl sight thing over the dust cover. If it was that, I would have grabbed that too. If they had the Tavor, I would have grabbed it right then and there. I'm actively looking for the Tavor right now. Got a couple things working. But if any of you know where a Tavor is, somehow get me word, because, hey, Breezy, are you in here? Does Mark still have that Tavor? Remember? He had that Tavor and he didn't, or it wasn't the one he wanted or something. Let me know if he still got that. That might be the one I'm looking for. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Beryl Optics Mail, Mateo. I like that system. I would put that on in a second. It looks so cool. And it's solid as a rock, right? I think that's really a neat system. Milwaukee is close to me. Did they have any 7.62 by 25? No, they didn't. They did not, and I could use some Tokarev ammo actually. I don't know if I can name stores on here, so I'm not going to right now. If you want to know, send me an email or on Facebook or something. I'll let you know. But nice little shop. The guys are a bit. It was one of those shops. The younger guys working, and they knew quite a bit. Not going to say they didn't, but it was one of those shops where maybe if a guy didn't know everything about everything, when they walked out, they were talking behind their backs, and that's kind of crappy. I shouldn't. I don't like to speak poorly about anybody, but it could have been that maybe that customer did something wonky or something, and they had a right to kind of, but it didn't sound that way. It sounded like they were kind of, I don't know, whatever. And just one of them shops. You know how gun shops can be, right? They're all super experts and tactical mall cops. And then there's those gun shops that are great. They make you feel right at home no matter what. Let's check up in the chat here. Love Chinese Tokarevs. Yeah, the Chinese Tokarevs they had, obviously they got them. They all come in one load. Whoever's classics probably got them, selling them or whoever. But they were nice. They were clean as a whistle. Really, really much nicer than the Romanian ones that came in. My wife got a job delivering groceries. Mateo got her carrying my shield. There you go. You got one of them Shield EZs. Those are nice little guns. I'm a fan of the Kalashnikov optics platform. Yeah. I ran across some guy's channel. It's all AK. And I thought I had seen all the AK channels out there. Younger guy, pretty good gun handler. He shoots a lot of 3-gun with an AK. And he had that cop system. I guess I had heard of it somewhere, but had never really seen it. But man, that thing's pretty slick. Pretty slick, because you could switch then between like a 1x6 and a red dot, like boom, boom, switch it right out. They'd both hold 0. It'd be great. But I think you got to replace the gas or the sight block, right? The rear sight block. So it's not necessarily that easy an install. I mean, it's not hard for guys that know how to do it, but it's not something you're going to do in 10 minutes to install it. But man, it sure looks about as rock solid as you are ever going to find. It looks integral. It looks like part of the gun. It looks monolithic, doesn't it? Isn't that a good word to describe it, Mateo? Monolithic. Nice setup. If I build a shouty, build me a shouty. I think I will go that way. I love my RS Regulate, but let's face it, anything on that side rail gets a bit bulky at times. And depending on what stock you do, if you're folding or not, it may get in the way, that kind of thing. So that may be a nice solution. Although you lose your iron sights, but then I caught where they grooved it out, and I guess you have at least basic irons there. So that's kind of cool. What else we got here? I'm looking for that same ZPAP, but I'm not sure where to find one online. Gun broker, really. I'll tell you too. Remember, ZPAP started out at under $800. Remember the Wasser Killer? They were $795, and their list price or MSRP is probably still that. Maybe it went up a hair, but you ain't getting one under $1,000 anymore. I don't care where you're going. They were going for about $1,200, and yeah. So they ain't cheap. Expect to pay $1,200. If you get any cheaper, you're doing great. What else? In the summer, I get on anything about this. Seeing a bunch of people lined up to get that vax today. I'm not taking anything either. They can stick it. Not doing it. my wife and daughter are in healthcare, and thank God my wife's not on the floor nursing, so to speak, anymore, because she would have had to have taken it, but she's not. So I don't think they'll force her right now. She does do some patient work, but with COVID, she hasn't had to. We're going to figure out a way around it if they force it one way or another. Not doing it. I forbid my kids to. No way. Not yet. Plenty of time for it. They're kids. They don't have to worry about nothing. They're not getting sick. I like RS2. Yeah, RS regulates the shit. It's solid as a rock. You can pick your top piece. They're so light for running a red dot if you get the small top piece, either front bias, rear bias, and they lock up solid as a rock. They're not cheap, but they work, and they hold zero always. The one I run as a close second is the Arsenal. Those run anywhere from $1.25 to $1.50, which is kind of just the price of the lower piece of the RS. A little more than that, maybe, but I run those. The only thing is they sit up a little higher than the RS Regulate, but nice, inexpensive option that holds solid. I'm amazed most don't drill and pin the upper mounts once. Yeah. Let me see. I'll admit to that. I don't. Did I drill? I think I drilled the one on my Krebs rifle, but the rest I haven't. And guess what? They haven't moved either. But I should drill them all. Let's see. Black iron. Fun fact: they have an iron sight attachment you can switch out if you just want to go back to irons. I kind of figured they would. Gunbroker has plenty. Yes, they do. You can get one there. This place had another. It's funny. I asked him, "Is that the last one?" Because I walked in, I didn't have money on me to pay for the whole thing. I wasn't expecting to buy anything, and I was just going to ask him if they'd take a deposit. I'd come back the next day. I said, "You got any more?" Figuring if he had more, I'd grab that. He's, "Nope, I don't." Well, guess what? I come in the next day. There's another one sitting there. So you lied to me too. Don't lie to me. So it may not be a home for me, so to speak, this new shop. But hey, they got what I need right now, so whatever. Let's see. I want the rear bias like you have. I have the full lower mount right now. The only rear bias one I have is on that 44, that pistol. And that was hard. I had to wait for that thing, man. Those pistols got popular and they sold out. Now I need a Yugo one. I forbid my family to get the shots too. Yeah. Wait a little bit, man. What's the rush? Yeah, I use an Arsenal AM13. It's not AM13. What is it? Is it a 30? I forget the numbers. God, I used to know it by heart. SM13, that's it. And then there's an SMV13. I need one of those because that works with the folding Vepr stock. The regular SM13 will not work with the folding Vepr. If anybody's got one, wants to trade one or something, I could use the SMV13. I need one for my side folder Vepr. I'd shoot it more. Bad things about it, Mateo. Why would I take a vax from someone that wants to? Yeah. What took a computer expert? How does a computer expert go from knowing about circuits and RAM and whatever else, and suddenly he's the foremost world authority on vaccinations and pandemics? And he's an MD. He must be an MD, huh? With all those billions he bought his MD. Fuck that. It's ridiculous. I'm going to listen to Bill Gates about what made him that's crazy. Absolutely insane. I got my rifle with A2 FSB and love it better. Yeah. Plain Jane Simple AR with front sight block too. Yeah. Even Pepsi supposedly has aborted fetal cells in it. What? Come on.
Let's break out. Should we get out our? I was gonna make a tinfoil hat for tonight, and I forgot. I'm gonna make a really nice one, like the custom version tinfoil hat. Maybe I'll make a Russian big fur hat without a tinfoil. That'd be friggin' cool. Okay. So got the ZPAP, got the Arsenal side folder coming, got a few more things I'm going to surprise you with. I'm trying to find that Tavor. Dude, that's a big outlay, let me tell you. Really. But what am I going to do? I want what I want. A few other things too, but we'll see. We're getting it. And then I will get back to ammo once I got what I want. But right now there's some must-haves that the collection must have, and I have to get. I think I need a PS90 too. I think I got to get me one of them. What do you think? Maybe those are made here, or are they imported by FN? I don't know. Got to check. So yeah, we did all of that. Got all that money spent, got stuff coming, and hey, maybe it never comes. Maybe it never comes, and I just move things forward and got in on the cheap, and it'll just make me more money in the end. But another thing I wanted to talk about was some of the little stuff that you forget when you're preparing, when you're getting your stuff together, your kit. The things that you forget that just don't dawn on you, and you don't want to get caught short on this stuff, and you want to make sure you have it because it's definitely must-have stuff. So we're going to get into that here. Give me 1 minute here to take a little break. I'll be back in less than a minute, guys. Okay, we are back. Before we get into this, let's look in the comments here. Hey, Chase Kelly, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by. He liked the M1 Grand Stock video. Thanks. Just finished mine with 4 coats of oil plus sanding and 2 finishing coats with just oil. Turned out amazing. So you got 6 coats on there. That's about perfect. I read the 4 and I thought, oh, he should put a few more. Because 6, 7 seems about right without getting too glossy. Let's see. Reasonably priced online. There's some out there still. You just got to look. Beans, rice, and bullets. Yeah, right? A 5.7 upper. That might be cool. No, I don't take unsweetened tea breaks. I get to talking and my sinuses plug up so bad and I end up talking like this, you know. It's just hard to breathe and talk this much. Yeah, local stores, guys, they got the prices stay the same. They don't gouge. Anyway, so let's get into this stuff. Things that a lot of guys may forget. You're buying the guns, you're buying the ammo, you're getting mags.
let's talk about mags. If there is a import ban, import mags would probably be shot too, right? So all your con block mags. I was thinking, what about that 5.56 AK I got? The Circle 10 mags, those aren't too easy to come by. And who makes them other than, Arsenal, I guess. Or maybe the Polish ones would fit, but import again. So you got to make sure you get those, right? It's not that easy. You think there'll be this stuff and there's not. So other than that, stuff you need, if you're going to be out moving with your guns, your ammo, you need a way to carry your stuff. Slings, guys. How many times I see guys showing their rifles all the time on YouTube or here or there, and never a sling. They don't have a sling. They go to the range and they go to the bench and they never have to carry it. Maybe they don't hunt with an AR or whatever. They don't have a sling. When the time comes, what are you going to do? You carry it wherever you go. That takes up your hands. How do you open a door? How do you cross a fence line? How do you do anything without a sling? My go-tos are the Magpoles. These things are great. I either get them, like this one is, excuse me, I don't know the models, but this one has the paraclips like that, and you can lock them. You push the button here and it locks, so you can't open them. You can get these with a clip at each end like this one. This has a paraclip at each end, but you see what I just took off of there? D-ring, a QD point. So I always run a QD at the one end of it, usually in the rear, and this will go up front. It depends on the weapon system. If I can get a QD point on there, yeah, I'll use QDs, but a lot of guns you can't. You need these, older guns, stuff where you don't have a rail, whatever. But I run these mag from a single point to a 2-point really quick. The length adjusts super quick with this pull tab here, and they work great. You just slide it and it's there. And if you want, you just slide the other end right back and it shortens it up that quick. I've got them with the paraclips. I've got them with the QD points. You need slings, and you need one for every rifle you have. Yeah, you could switch one in between them, but let's say you need one sling for every family member. How's that sound? Is that a better idea, maybe? But get your slings. Nothing wrong with surplus slings. You guys will look at my AKs in the videos. I run a ton of Romanian slings, the green nylon ones. I love them, one, because they're super soft and pliable. They're wider, so they don't cut you. Just a really nice sling. If I have one complaint about them, is that they're a little bit short in some cases. But you can even find the longer ones for that they made for the other rifle. I can't remember. RPK maybe. And those are a little bit the average that on the long end is 44 inches, I think, when I measured them. Because I make those paracord slings and I modeled them after those. So get yourself some slings. You can get those Romanian slings. Well, you used to be able to get them for like $10, literally $1 a piece or something, or $2 a piece. They're a little more money now, but not bad. What else? We talked about mags. Make sure you're grabbing mags. You guys have seen my mag videos. I got mags coming out my ears. When I see them, I buy them. Here. I had a gift card for Cabela's from Christmas. So I just finished putting together an AR. I'm looking at it right here. I'll tell you what I did. You guys will see it in the video. My Arrow M4E1 receiver. regular buffer tube setup, an M4 stock I had laying around off of Stag Arms. I put a Holosun red dot on it, but the nice one with the 50,000 battery hour time and the solar. That's a really nice setup. Midwest Industries rail. They're right here in Wisconsin. We're lucky here in Wisconsin. We've got Midwest Industries, makes fabulous stuff. We've got Bravo Company. That it doesn't get any better. Bravo Company, right? Got them here. A lot of stuff here in Wisconsin. So did their new slim handguard, and I really like it. It reminds me of the slim ones out of Arrow. 16-inch barrel, and just a really basic carbine, but put it together cheap and it's nice. So I had that gift card, and I got Magpul. This is the Gen 3 with the steel catch on the front and back, and steel feed lips too. They're backed with steel. So these aren't cheap. These are $23, $24 mags. And these I'll put up against anything. These things last, these steel ones. They work really well. So got that, and a grip for that AK, stuff like that, little stuff. If you've got little things that are messed up on your different platforms, maybe you put a rifle together and you put it together with a standard grip or whatever, and you always meant to change it. Get the grip. Maybe you always, it's not a priority, but I really need a red dot on this or that. Get the red dot. Finish your stuff up. Have it be 100%. You need more than one, guys. You need, 2 is 1 and 3 is, right? Holsters for your sidearms. Holsters. Make sure you have a holster. And I'm not talking about some $5 piece of garbage Phobos holster, right? Phobos has its place. I have a Phobos that I used to use with my Glock 26 that I loved, but it just so happened to work with the belts I wore. I wear heavier, thicker, unbendable belts, and it worked with that. But now I run, this is what I run for holsters on just about everything. This one happens to be for my 365, I think. I run this for my 1911s. I run it for my, what else do I have? My Glock, my 17. And these are Super Tucks by Crossbreed. And they're leather and Kydex. All you see, and it's inside the waistband, all you see are the 2 clips over your belt. And you can even tuck your shirt in, because the way this sits, I can tuck my shirt inside of this, and it hides, so I can wear a dress shirt essentially and still tuck it in, and nobody can see this. They're comfortable because this is what's up against your skin. It's soft like suede. In the winter, you don't move, and all of a sudden that cold gun gives you a surprise, like, ooh, damn, that's cold, And in the summer, you don't sweat right up against your gun and ruin the gun itself, the finish or whatever, and it's not wearing on it. These are nice holsters. You got to break them in a little bit. They eventually take the form of your body on your side, and they get softer. And they're really comfortable. They are kind of a big imprint on your side, but they do make a mini tuck that's a little smaller than this, but I want the full coverage for the gun. I don't want it touching me. They just work well. Another one I found that I love and is cheap, tiny, and just works. When I'm wearing this, I don't even know. I literally forget I have it on. Even in the car, at work all day, everything. I forget I have it on. And this is made by MFT, Mission First Tactical. This is for my Micro 9. And look at how small that is. I mean, to give you an idea, there, pack of cigarettes. That's how big it is. It works great. It's got a nice clip. It's inside the waistband. It's simple. It holds the gun nice and tight. And I can
while it doesn't have adjustments for the cant, there's enough room that I can kind of adjust it while I'm wearing it. And it just works great. They're not a lot of money. Not a lot of money. I bet it's under $20. And they work great. Make sure you got holsters, right? Now, how are you going to carry your mags, guys? Got all these damn mags, got the rifles, all this. The boog is here, right? How are you going to carry them? Everybody got a chest protector or a chest rig or a plate carrier? I bet you not. I bet you, well, let's see. Plate carrier, looking at who's in this group, I'll bet half of you don't have plate carriers. And here, I'll bet 3/4 of you don't have plate carriers, and I bet half of you don't even have chest rigs. So how you gonna carry your stuff? Chime in here. Let us know if you got a plate carrier or a chest rig. How are you gonna carry them? In your pockets? You gonna put a backpack on? You're gonna be reaching in a backpack for a mag when you need one? What are you gonna do? Let's read in here. Leave my parents well as they leave. I'm in the process of putting pistol grip stock and rail for a red dot on my Stoger M3K. I'm good on the rifle, but next round, Rona, I'm doing another. Beater budget, no frills, AR-15 pistol. What brand is that holster? Which one? The one with the leather was Crossbreed. The other one is MFT, which is Mission First Tactical. They're great. They make great stocks, everything. No, yeah. I don't know what you guys are all talking about. Okay. Chest rig, yes. So some of you may have it. So here, you don't want to invest in a chest rig. You don't want to invest in armor. You don't have the money and better places to spend it, whatever. Here's a couple cheap ways you can do it. Here is a bag. I got this bag originally. It's made by 511, and it's one of those bags that kind of like a messenger bag, almost goes across, but it's just a shoulder bag. It's not a messenger bag. And I got this just to carry all my crap when I go to work, because I got my prescriptions, my reading glasses, my this, my that. And I got it for that. Now, it looks huge right now, right? But that's because I added a bunch of stuff. I put these Molly mag pouches on the side. Normally, those aren't here, okay? I put 2 on the front of it, 1 on each side. So that's 4 mags there. When you unzip the front compartment here, there's room for 2 more mags right inside the front flap here. Then you've got the main compartment, and I put a 50-round drum in here. That's an AR drum, 50-round drum, plus all my other stuff, glasses, this, that, the other. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 mags and a 50-round drum. Now, this also does something else. You got 2 pockets in this. This is the top of the bag, guys. 1 pocket, 2 pockets. In here is a hidden spot for your concealed carry weapon right in here. So you can stick your hand in, draw, and when you wear the bag cross shoulder like this, it can be behind you. You swing it around, and it's fully accessible. So that's a good way to wear or carry your mags. This is a spot for, you can put a iPhone in there or whatever, or an MP3 player, and it's got a place to run your cord. It's got an insulated compartment for water. It's got a soft flannel lined compartment for your eye protection. This too can also be mollied to a bigger bag if you had to. Just a nice bag. It was cheap. I bet it was under $50. And while it looks large now because of those mag pouches I put on, it works really well. And it's kind of inconspicuous. They make it in black and gray and other colors. You want to be that gray guy, you probably should. I should have probably got a different color, either black or gray, maybe something like that.
but works super well. I've had it forever. The thing wears like iron. It's just now starting to show some wear, but I use it as a rifle rest all the time at the range. I've had muzzle brakes burn it and everything else on that thing. I've had it forever, and it works great. Great way to carry your mags, inexpensive. Here's another thing. We all got these things laying around, right? Pouches from whatever damn country you got. They used to come free with any gun, any AK you bought, whether it was a Wasser or whatever. They threw these in. And I've got, I don't know, 50 of these things laying around. So, of course, you can run your AK mags in here, right? And I've got some for the RPK that have a shoulder strap, but all of them will have the belt loops, right? So this one happens to be a 4 magazine pouch, and then it's got the place for the oiler here, and this is for the cleaning kit. Now, I don't carry anything in here, and I'm not carrying AK mags in here. I'll show you what I'm carrying. Open it up, and looky look what's in there. You know what those are? Those are CZ Scorpion mags. So I got 6 CZ Scorpion mags in a 3-cell AK mag holder, and they're the 35 round Magpul ones. So I get 6 of those in there on my belt, 1 in the gun. That's 7. They're 35 rounds apiece. That's a lot of firepower, right? I mean, 35, that's 70, 140, 210, almost 250 rounds between the gun and one pouch. That's pretty strong, right? So you can use stuff. You don't have to spend a lot of money if you don't want to, but you need a way to carry mags. Now, chest rigs, AK guys, go get a Chinese chest rig. They're cheap, $35, $50. Matter of fact, guess where you can get them? Amazon. They're on Amazon. I got Amazon gift cards. Spend it, get them. There's nothing wrong with them. I've seen guys run. I saw a guy show up to a 3-gun match that they wouldn't let me shoot my AK in, by the way. My first match, I showed up. I'm going to run my AK. So I get there. Guy says, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "Oh, I'm shooting this, and it's my first time shooting a 3-gun match." "Oh, you ain't shooting that here." So what are you talking about? It says, bring, on the thing for the site, it said, bring your AR, your AK, whatever rifle you got, come and run it. You know, have a blast. It's all about having fun. They said, it says you can do it on your website. Well, that website's wrong. You can't run that here. We've got all new targets, and you're going to bang them up with that steel case ammo. I said, really? And how many of the guys here are running green tip today? You know, just a jerk. But, and I didn't end up running it that day. I had 10 minutes before the match started, I had to go sight in a brand new AR I had in the trunk with a cheapy red dot I rigged up on it. And, yeah, that's how the day started. But anyways, a guy showed up to another match at another club, and he was running a Chinese chest rig. And there's a couple of these guys, and you see him pointing and kind of snickering and laughing. Yeah, till he kicked all their asses. You should have seen this guy. This guy was a badass. Wearing Converse Chuck Taylor canvas gym shoes, running his behind off, and just ungodly. This guy was so fast. Unreal. He had to be an operator. Had to be. This wasn't just a 3-gunner. Anyhow, run those. They're cheap. That's a cheap way. Now, armor. Let's talk about armor and plate carrier. Here's about the cheapest end of the spectrum you're going to get, right? Right here. Right there. This is AR 500 stuff. Laugh if you want. Talk if you want. Guys will tell you every which way, oh, it's no good this, it's no good that. First of all, steel plates, steel is steel, right? other than the anti-spalling parts of it. But ceramic, different story. Some people say AR500, meaning the company now. It doesn't conform with all the different organizations that do it. What's it say? Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, no, nothing wrong with it. Anyhow, they had this set up. They're ceramic plates. They're not the steel, and they're rated. It's kind of like for a mid-rifle cartridges. It'll defend against any 5.56 ammo, up to and including 193, M193, and green tip, and it'll stop any AK round 7.62. It will not stop 308. It will not stop 30-06 and 30-06 steel armor piercing. However, it's small, it's light. I have a 3-round or three pouch mag holder on the front. I can also get rid of this on the front and go a lot more low profile using this. This is for like a kangaroo pouch. So in the admin pouch up top, I slide this in there, and then the admin pouch works as a 3-cell mag carrier, and then it's super low profile. You see some of these guys, and from the side, their chest, their whole rig is out to here. They can rest their arms up there like this, you know. Well, what if you got to go prone? What if you got to get small? What if you got bullets whizzing in, and you're trying to get underneath the ground as fast as you can? Trust me, you are. When they start flying, you are trying to, if you could turn yourself into a worm and crawl into a hole, you would. You're trying to get down so fast and make yourself so small, and you just can't. And I don't know what they plan on doing when they've got this ginormous thing and they can't get down to the ground. Spall coating is the big deal that everybody talks about, right? Mateo, the spall worries are just that. With the carrier and spall coating, it's not an issue. With the spall jacket, yeah. I think they tend to forget that the carrier itself is going to stop some of the spall, and even the most basic coating is going to stop a lot of it. And let's face it, my dogs are barking. Sorry, guys. You're getting shot at. You catch one to the boiler room, right? Right smack dab in the center. First of all, it's knocking the wind out of you at best, right? You're not caring much about the spall. It just saved your life is what it did. Yes, I get it. One could hit and you could bleed out or something if you caught you right, but odds are, I don't know. It's nothing I worry about all that much. I just worry about protecting the boiler room. That's all. So don't forget about a way to carry your mags. And hey, if you do the plate carrier, at least it's protecting you too. You go over to AR500 and they've got some stuff on sale. Granted, they're very basic, but $200, literally $199, $300 even. It gives you more choices. And then they add for everything. You want curved plates, you want the double spall coating, you want the this, the that, the whatever. If you just wanted something basic, it would work. It'll work. It's better than nothing. $199 and you got something. Later, when you got money, maybe order another set of plates, whatever. I don't know. But at a minimum, I would probably do the curved plates, and the rest of it you could get away without. But you get the carrier, you get the armor, and you're good to go. Put yourself a med kit on there, and you are all set. Tourniquet, and good to go. So just some stuff that we tend to forget about. Keep buying mags, guys. They're going to get pricey. If this stuff keeps going, they're going to get pricey, and they're going to run out Right now, they got cases and cases. Hey, I'm on. Sorry, they were going to let the dogs out down here. Oh, I guess they are. Thank you for the consideration. Appreciate it. I get no respect. I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. Anyhow, yeah, what else did I? Oh, one of the big ones. We forget. Let's say things really go south, right? Or anything. You know, if you had to do the least amount of work using our gear, what are you going to put on your feet, guys? You going to wear your work boots? You can wear gym shoes? What are you going to do? You need something to protect your feet. You can go all the way from, you know, like I said, work boots all the way up to, you know, Solomon. And I thought I had brought my Solomons down here, but I don't see them. I've run just about everything. I've got a brand new pair of Solomons. They're nice. They're different. I like them, but they're so damn stiff. They keep your foot level and balanced. It feels like you have like a 2x2 piece of plywood mounted to the bottom of your shoe because they're that stable. There's no movement like this. You feel so stable in them. But there's a trade-off for that. They're very stiff. They're almost like Solomon ski boots. The bottom third of them are that stiff plastic. But as they break in, they're great. The other downside is they're expensive. They're like $260 or something. My everyday boots, I wear 511s again. I don't think I buy just 511 or have a thing for them. I don't. It's just I tried these things on and they worked. And they're like that bag, it worked. My 511 boots, I've got them on right now. I'm lounging around the house right now and I'm wearing them. They're that comfortable. I do side zips and they're wonderful. They're about the weight of a Nike gym shoe and they're fantastic. I've worn them 3 years straight now. And before I sold my business, I was wearing them in a plant where we made wood products and they got to work out, let me tell you. And they look like the day they were made. I mean, they wear like iron, these things. I did have one thing, those vents, like at your arched, like on a gym shoe, they have two little vent things. One of them popped out on the first set right away, like the first week. I brought them back. They gave me a brand new pair. No questions asked. I've had these ever since, and they're phenomenal. I can't say enough about them. I should probably go get another pair because probably when these do wear out, they won't make these anymore, and I'll be upset. And when I find something, I should always buy two. But make sure you got something that's good and comfortable, that you're not going to find out how comfortable or how uncomfortable they are when you're in the middle of something and you really can't be slowing down for a blister, or you can't change out for another pair of shoes because you're in the middle of the shit. Find out now whether they're comfortable, whether they work or whether they don't. Buy them, mow the lawn wearing them, do whatever you have to do, but make sure they're right. Now, carrying your weapon. You know, everybody's got them locked up in their gun safe under their bed, next to the bed, whatever. It's ready to go when I am. Guys, ready to go is having it on you at all times in your vehicle. Where you go, it goes, period, all the time. That should be your go rig, ready to go in 1 minute, a minute man. You should be ready all the time. How do you do that, not be conspicuous? Well, I hope you don't have the general public lounging around in your vehicle, but you know, you do want to keep things under wraps. Maybe you want to keep it in your place of business or at your employer. I'm not going to tell you what to do and what your employer's rules and regulations are, but let's just say you wanted to feel safe and confident all the time. There's ways to do it and not draw attention to yourself. It's an old term, but it's called gray man. You want to be that. You don't want to be the guy in the bright red shirt. You don't want to be the one in the super clean white shirt. You want to be gray. Whether that's tan or gray is neither here nor there. But when somebody asks, well, what did he look like? What was he wearing? They go, I don't know, just regular clothes, I guess. They can't tell you what color, what you were wearing, this and that. Why? Because it was so normal. It was so muted or so average that it just blended in, right? That's what you want to be. So how can you carry a weapon? Well, you can bring it in a bag like this. It's thin. It looks like a computer case, whatever. And that carries right into work with me. Bump it up under the desk, and it's there. You worried about leaving it in your office? Bring a cable lock and cable it to the desk, whatever. I would hope your business is at least secure enough where you wouldn't have to worry about that all that much. But another thing, how are you going to carry it? How are you going to store it? How are you going to keep it out of sight when need be? That kind of thing. You might want to think with your body armor, is it low profile enough that I can wear it underneath something? Nobody knows I got it on. That type of thing. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. Somebody catches wind you're wearing body armor, and what do you become? A target, right? And a precise placement target. How's that sound? Because they're not going for the body anymore. Just think of those things, the little things that you need. We all know the obvious. Well, I got me all these guns and all these ammo, and I'm good to go. Damn, I hope they come here, right? All that kind of crap. Yeah, sure you do. Just make sure you got the little stuff, the good stuff that help make things easy here. Because if and when you do need it all, it's going to be stressful enough, hard enough, strenuous enough to get done what you need to get done. And try it out. If you go to the range shooting, wear your chest rig. Try out your bag. Make sure it works. Make sure it's got everything in there. And all this crap you put in your bags, guys, ditch it all. You don't need all this garbage. The guy's got 82 lighters and this and that. Or compasses and this. Guys, half of you live in the city. Do you need a compass? Really? Come on. I'm not saying not to have one. All I'm saying is if you look in people's go bags, you'd have a corner. You'd be like, what in the hell? Is this like a Hostess snack cake fest or what's going on? I don't know. Just funny things I've seen over time. Think about what you need and what you don't need, because you need it as light as possible and you need to be moving as fast as possible. Movement is key. Always. Movement. If you're not moving, you're dying. Period. End of story. Anyhow. So, we kind of covered the presidential announcements that I said would affect us and what I'm doing to minimize their effects on me right now, and the shopping I'm doing. And hopefully I find my Tavor and a few other things. There's a few other things I got to add to the list. I'd like a PSL before this all happens. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. That's kind of bottom of the list, but I'd like a PSL. I don't know what else, but I got to get those in there and I'm going to keep buying ammo. Doesn't matter what it costs when it comes to rifle ammo. I'm going to just keep stacking it. So it's cost averaging like stocks, right? And it'll be what it is. I wouldn't say right now that I'd pay $600 or something for a steel case, but I'd pay more than normal. That's for sure. You just keep it going, keep it coming. Be smart. Got to keep food on the table. Got to keep the kids fed. Got to do all those things. Do what you can afford and do as much as you can afford. Let's check back in here. God, I just see Joe, and Mateo. All right, let's see the boogie outfit. Well, there goes my zombie green boogie outfit. My old jungles and rat boots are still good to go. Yep. Remember the jungle pattern on the soles? I got a pair that's like brand new. I bought them. It had to be 1970. I don't know, mid 70s maybe, late 70s. I don't know. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking because they don't fit me. That's for goddamn sure. I still got them in a closet, and I grabbed them and I said, "What are these?" I thought I bought them by accident or they were somebody else's, but I remember buying them. I don't know what the hell happened, but anyhow. Hazard fluorescent green or orange. Yeah, same bag. Those are nice bags. In that bag is a CZ Scorpion, the full-size pistol with the factory brace and the Gearhead Works brace on it, on the factory brace arm or whatever you want to call it. A 50-round drum mag and about 10 32-round Manicourt mags. And you'd never know it. It's like carrying a briefcase. Put mags and ammo in a knife and a bag or acid loaded mags. Exactly. Move motionless operators, ventilate easily. You got it. You need to keep moving. Remember that. This stopping crap, not going to work. Ripple Vibrams. Yep. Hey, if you could only take one AK rifle and one AK pistol, what would they be? Well, I'm kind of saving that for something I got coming up here, but I'll give you an idea of what would be, because I thought about it. Pistol, I know. Pistol's easy. That's the Sam 7 44 and the way I have it set up right now. So look at my video on that. That's just an awesome pistol. It's awesome with that brace. Phenomenal. Rifle, couple choices. If I had to have one, it's probably my Krebs. But for different situations, there's a couple others as well. One of which is an Arsenal 107 FR triangle stock. Super light. I mean, like a feather. I changed the handguard out from the stock one, either TDI arms or a Krebs handguard on it. It depends on the situation, but sticking with that lightweight, I'd probably just put a red dot on it. But I love me a 1x6. I just do. But the problem is you start getting so damn heavy. The 3-power prism scopes are nice, or even a 2-power kind of gives you a perfect in between. But being as that rifle is so damn light, I like to stay with the red dot on it. And that is just, that's it. That's a running and gunning setup there. That thing, you can sling it. You don't even know it's there. Throw it in the car, fold it, do whatever. That thing is, it's lighter than a lot of ARs, easily lighter. So that's one of them. It'd probably be between those two and a Yugo in the right setup. Set up like my NPAT. That's what I run with. My favorites. And funny, my Krebs gun, that's a 107 FR too. It's just cut down a little shorter. And right now it happens to be in its Alpha Gear Zenitco exterior, which I love the look, but at the end of the day, guys, it's just look. That stuff's, forget it. I was about to say junk, but it's not junk. But yeah, Zenitco's junk. from the standpoint, not of how it's made, but just it weighs so goddamn much when it's all said and done. It looks cool. It doesn't feel that good, doesn't handle that good. Stock, the butt's too small. It does adjust great for a cheek piece, but your stock, you're better off with stock stuff. You really are. You're better off with a polymer handguard and a triangle stock. You'd be better off, I'm telling you. Been there, done that. I built it because it's a cool looking clone. In the real world, yeah, leave it to Spetsnaz. They can have it. They'll be I like to see them run a few miles with those things. That damn rifle's got to weigh 11, 12 pounds. Easy. I would not do it. Not on a bet for my go-to-war weapon. Anyhow, what time is it, guys? We're going to get out of here on time. Unless you guys got some more. Any questions? Anything going on? What are you guys doing? What are you grabbing? How's things looking like by you? I told you this place, they had tons of ammo, tons of that 9mm, but $700 and some odd dollars for a 500 round case. The 308 was, I want to say, $280 for a 500 round case, a steel case 308. So by no means cheap, but they had it and had lots of it. That M2 ball, I should have bought that. But he said he'd save me a case on the next one. He's got more coming. So it's out there. It's, you know what? I think it's going to start coming back, and guys are only going to buy so much. And I can already tell that even at those prices, how much are people going to buy at those prices? Guy might buy a case, put it away, and say, I'm good. But I think you'll start seeing it stack back up, at least within the next 45 days, let's say. Thoughts on Citadel shotgun? I don't know anything about Citadel. I've heard of them. It's another one of those Turkish guns, you know. And when it comes to the AR-50 and platform shotguns, some work, some don't. There's a couple of videos out there where a guy is trying a few of them out, and he just can't get them to run, you know. I think that's the thing about the VR80. Guys bought it, guys started to use it, and they found out that it worked. And it continues to work. So that's awesome. Citadel, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. Probably I was a nice guy growing up. The Navy taught me how to be an asshole. Yeah. A1 Power Prism is another good option. Yeah. Yeah. The Primary Arms makes one, that 1 Power Prism. What is it, Cyclops or something? Nice big wide open. I still love my favorite. I call it a red dot, but it's a prism. Is my Holosun 310C. That thing should be on everybody, damn sure. And that is the greatest optic. I don't care how much money you want to spend. Just works. The field of vision, the reticle, the choice of reticles, how you can mount it, the cost, everything. That is the be all end all of here. Give me. I own. I forget what it was last count, 6 or 7. Either I have 6 and was buying 7, or I have 5 and was buying number 6. But I need one more, so it might be 6 buying 7. Think about that. They're $350 a piece. I have 7 of them. That's crazy, but they work. They just work, and it's the fastest site acquisition of any optic on the planet. There's none better. Is a 545 on your list? Yes, it is, definitely. Yeah, I would like a Vepr. I screwed up. I had one done on a gun broker auction. It was going to be, at the end of the day, it was going to be $2,500.
and it was a FM Vepr to match my other ones because I love Veprs, and I thought what a perfect gun to have it in. That, or I'd like an SGL. I'd probably like that more just because what it is, But yeah, 545 definitely. I've got the 556 Sam, so that kind of scratches that itch in a way, same recoil, that kind of thing. I really like that. I'm glad I did that 556 gun. And the reason I did that is because of a import ban like this. I thought about ammunition going away, cheap 7.62 not being available anymore. I thought there's always going to be 5.56, right? All the ARs on the planet in the country, I'll have one way or another, there'll be 5.56 ammo. So, a few years ago, there were always questions, do they run, don't they run? I was assured these things run, and they do. They absolutely do. And it's such a pleasure to shoot. My son, if you're watching the one video, he goes, it just doesn't feel like an AK. He's laughing, in a good way. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just he couldn't get over, shooting. He knows he's got an AK in his hand, but the recoil and all, it doesn't feel like an AK, He was kind of flabbergasted by the whole thing. And that's a nice thing. There is no recoil. But holy crap, does that thing burn some fireballs. 16-inch barrel, M193 throwing 3-foot fireballs out the end. It's unbelievable. I've never seen such a fireworks show in my life. It rivals my Draco, my mini Draco. But I have promised Mr. Krebs that I would do a nighttime video on his flash hider system that comes with the 3-prong flash hider, the compensator, or the muzzle brake you can screw on, or the Liberty suppressor. I promised him, now I've done a video on it, but I didn't do the nighttime shooting because he worked, forget what he said, 30 some or 40 some iterations of this flash hider till he got it just right, where it is black. No matter what, you don't see anything. It does. He promised me, he said, Chris, it's black like midnight. Doesn't show a thing. And it took that many tries to get it right. So I'm going to do a nighttime video with that rifle. If it'll stop the fireballs out of that Sam 5, it should do just fine on your AR or your regular 7.62 AK, because man, does that thing throw them. What other guns you guys going to be sad to see go if import ban happens? Let's see. Good training for married life. I have many Marine buddies as well. Big family. Those Marines are a little different, though, aren't they? I mean that in a good, bad kind of way. No, I'm kidding. I was priced out of modern shotgun, so I was thinking import shotgun just to have one. What modern shotgun were you priced out of? Many of the Turkish-made shotties are pretty good to go. And that's what we're talking with that VR80. First experience with 1911 45. Oh, that's about the Marine thing Mateo caught up. I was just messing with you, man. My son's best friend's he's in right now. He's getting married while he's in. Good kid. God, he's a good kid. We got some really good, these farm kids around here, man. I can't say enough about all of them. John, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I can't wait to see you home. Can't wait to see you home. Just had a little daughter, too. This kid, just yesterday, my kids he was here playing they'd be on their tractors out back. Kids in farm towns ride tractors. They have tractor day at high school. They had my son and him both had he had his great grandfather's farm that he used to farm in this town here. And my son had my farm all, and yeah, they were just little kids, man, 2 weeks ago, and now it's unreal how the time goes. Yet oddly enough, 1911 originally designed to fire 38 ACP. Yes, it was. Isn't that hilarious? What else do we got? Had a 1919 that was solid after break-in. Most people have that sort of feeling. All the Mossbergs and Remingtons priced out. They can't. There's still some Mossbergs out there that are damn cheap, but they're just hard to find right now. And there's even a Maverick if you had to. That ain't a bad little gun when it comes down to it. I've never seen a Galil in your. No, I don't have a Galil. Damn you. I gotta get a Galil. Mr. Krebs was building a Galil, and I was working on the project with him. Fabrizio was too, and I got a video of it, of us out shooting it. It was ready to go, guys. It was coming out, and then IWI wasn't bringing enough in to the country where he could go into production with it, and it got canceled at the last second. That was just before the 9x39 gun. And I keep hoping, I should ask him if it's okay to show you guys the video, because these guns are so nice. Oh, God. And there was even a 9x39 one. And silenced. Oh, phenomenal. I was watching the video the other day. It's on my channel. It's just not public. It's all set, done, edited, ready to go. Then I got a Krebs blooper video too, with all kinds of funny bloopers, outtakes from when we were doing it. Funny stuff, man. Guns jamming and stuff. Me and Fabrizio and Mark having a few choice words for a gun, and it's fun. It's really funny stuff. I should see if he wouldn't mind. I do it out of respect for him. I will not post anything like that without his permission or his blessing, because I value his friendship and the ability to have that knowledge on tap at any time. I can't tell you guys what a good man he is. It's just so much fun to hang out with, and funny. Oh my God. Looking at him, he's not the guy you think he is. He's just, well, maybe he is. He's just that happy, jolly, anyways, I've never seen a Galil. Yeah, Galil would be cool. I can afford like an old hardware store shotgun. What do you want a shotgun for? At the end of the day, guys, think about it. A shotgun is so mission specific or job specific that it really has very few applications in what the kind of stuff we do or the needs we have. If you're not kicking doors, what else is there? Maybe clearing some vehicle or something. I don't know. In certain situations, shotgun is not that big a deal. I wouldn't even worry about I wouldn't worry about shotgun. Worry about your rifles. Worry about your pistols. Forget the shotgun. If you got one, it's enough. If you got two, it's too many. It's just too specific, too mission job specific, really. It can't, well, it can shoot slugs and it can hunt and it can, yeah, okay, well, are you going to go hunt a pheasant? Because there'll be pheasants flying around wherever you're at, when everything comes to an end. And then you'll be taking out zombies in 2-foot narrow hallways, and you'll be blowing the locks off a gate. They don't make sense. They really don't. Think about it. What can a shotgun with a slug do that your rifle can't? Nothing. The rifle will do it better. And working in tight quarters, your pistol will do better. It's for kicking doors, really. Other than that, Mateo, what do you think? I mean, that's how I see it. Isn't over and under, but not anytime soon. Yeah, and over under, you're buying that. You're not buying that as a protection weapon, or you're buying that as a hunting gun, I would assume, right? Uh, I wanted one just for fun, Rock. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for fun, by all means. I mean, why do you think I got that VR80? I think I say, maybe I don't say it in the video. Maybe I said it to my son. I said, there's just something about an automatic, uh, either AR platform or AK platform shotgun with a ginormous 20-round mag and doing that dump, and that just brings a smile to your face. There's nothing else like it. It make me laugh now. It's just so much damn fun. They're a blast. They're range toys, and hey, you need range toys. You gotta have fun. You know? Yeah, I love them. They are cool. They aren't just for tactical anymore. Yeah, they are fun. The 19 round banana mag on that VR80, it's kind of obnoxious though. The best thing on best thing on either gun is either a 10 or a 12 rounder. Like 10 is not enough. 12 is perfect, but 12 is just a hair long. So I need to figure out a way to fit 12 rounds into a 10 round mag, and that's the best of both worlds. I'd be happy there. Yeah, I don't know what other, when I think about imports, I don't know what else Tavor, a few AKs that I still want. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe a pistol here or there. I guess I'd kind of like I don't have a regular, I have a mini Draco. Micro, I don't really care for. I might like a regular Draco and SBR it just to have it so I could, I don't know what else. What's that one shotgun? The one the Marines use. The Beretta, is it Beretta or they got collapsible stock? I wouldn't mind one of those, but they're expensive. Expensive. You think they're going to ban parts? What kind of parts? Parts in general or features, you mean? No, not the Mossberg. It's the Beretta or whatever with the thin collapsible rod stock. That thing gets bigger and it kind of angles down. I thought it was Beretta, or what's the other shotgun manufacturer? A Mark IV, Mark V, something like that. Inertia gas system or inertia system. The hell shotgun is that? You could hear the tears for CZ stuff if imports got banned. Benelli, yeah, Benelli. I'd like a Benelli, but they're a lot of money. That's all a lot of money. Yeah, I can't tell you how happy I am that I got my Scorpions, because I love shooting them. I was thinking about getting one or two more just to have. Maybe an HK. God, there's so much. You could keep going. I mean, we're gun guys. We like everything. There's not much we don't like, right? Some that we go, but it's still fun. You'd still take it. Why not? Throw it in the safe, And let's face it, once it gets banned, all the prices go through the roof. So even if you don't like it, somebody else does and is willing to pay you 4 times the money for it. So where's the problem? There is no problem. I got to find me a Tavor, though, and I got to find it. I think OD green. But I'm almost like getting OD greened out. I got so much OD green, but I like OD green. Maybe an FDE on the Tavor. I don't know. What do you think? Black FDE or OD green on a Tavor? Speaking of OD green, when's the last time you saw one of these? That is a PMag, window mag, OD green. Came across a bunch of these. A guy had them brand new, still in the bag, and I paid dirt cheap. They're they don't even have the dots, but they're OD. So they go nice with my OD AR.
I just like OD. God, you should see my whole thing with the. That's why I went with the multicam on my plate carrier, because from my Solomon boots that are OD to most of my pants, I run proppers because they're not a lot of money. They fit me and they're comfortable and they wear like iron. I guess I'd like some cries, but or crees or whatever the hell you call them. But that money's kind of crazy. It's just for pants. Although I do like how the knee pads work. But I got these. I think they're these other ones. I can't remember what they are. They got nice knee pad pockets that work real well too. Because I love knee pads because my knees are shit as it is, and I love being able to drop down or take a knee and not worry about it. Because the quicker I get to the ground, the less it hurts. On my one knee that's messed up. OD and FD look good together. Oh, I don't know if you meant, I didn't mean together, but which one? I don't know. I kind of had my heart set on OD on that gun, but FDE would be cool too. I don't know. On the Tavor. That's why so many have those divisions here now. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Like Tavors are assembled here now, I think. So does that make it an import or not? I think most of it, I don't know if like the chassis comes here and they just finish assembling. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't even be subject to a ban. That'd be nice. ABDU has OD green. What's BDU? They have OD green Lancer mags. I'll have to grab a few. I just like them. Anyhow, they started saying, you should have seen my whole kit. My pants green. These shirts I've been wearing, OD green. My Solomon boots, OD green. The one fleece I have. Even my damn iWatch, everything OD green. It looked ridiculous. My wife goes, you going to the range looking like that? Oh, God. It's my split pea camo. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I tried out that Big Daddy Unlimited. Heard it enough times. I finally said 99 cents, I'll try it. What a laugh. That ain't no deal. Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing, Mateo. And I knew it wasn't, and I knew that's not what he was talking about. But that Big Daddy Unlimited, I haven't seen a deal in the place. That's ridiculous. There's no deals to be had there that I've seen. And they don't even have anything. There's no guns left. I know, yeah, it's not that time, but are Gen 3 mags any better than Gen 2 mag pulls? Yeah, they are in 2 cents. One, I guess, if you use it, or two, if you use both of them. One, if you don't use the dot matrix. Get used to numbering your mags, guys. It's nice when you have a malfunction and you can kind of mental note what mag it was. That way, if it happens again, number 22 is, junk and you're not guessing. So throw a number on there, throw something on there, mark. I do, depends on the weapons platform, but like certain ones, I'll just paint mark the way I do mags and colors and different things. Sometimes I just need to do a small paint mark to reference between them. And I'll do that and I'll go, yep, the red dot's junk. Get rid of them, or whatever. But make sure you mark a mag or somehow identify them to separate them from each other. So when an issue arises, you can get rid of it quick. Anyways, the dot matrix is kind of nice if you use it. But the second thing is I don't know what you'd call it, but the
The threes have another little lip here, so you can't over insert them, because when things are getting real and you're moving, you can easily drive that friggin' thing up into the gun or over insert it, and it's not going to run. So yeah, the Gen 3s are nice to have because it stops that from happening. I personally, I don't know that. I guess here I've had it happen a couple times, but the way I run a gun, it's not a big deal for me. But you take something out of the equation, right? So yeah, if you can do the threes, do the threes, but don't go throwing out your twos. When it comes to mags and all the stories you hear and the bullshit you hear, don't believe it. It's just that. It's one guy's opinion, one mag, one rifle, one this, and who even knows if they're telling the truth 90% of the time. So I've got some mags that everybody normally laughs at and would never run. I run them. And according to all the experts out there, these things should have been, in the garbage, rounds squirting out the top of them 10 years ago. And it's funny. I run the things literally at least once a week for the last 10 years, and they're still running. So, yeah, believe all those experts out there. Again, I'm one guy, one set of mags, and a few rifles, but I haven't found any of it to be true so far. Toyota used to send parts to be assembled here to beat the tariff. Yep, they did. I was a Toyota dealer for a while. I was with Toyota for a long time. And yeah, they do anything they can. Here's a good story. An instructor I had in college, my degree is in the automotive industry. And I had an instructor whose knowledge of the car industry was second to none. And you guys remember a car called the Subaru Brat? Anybody remember that? I'll give you a second to answer. Subaru Brat. It was a little miniature car splash pickup. Had an open pickup bed. And in the back of the pickup bed were these two injection molded plastic seats, where the back of the seat was up against the rear window of the pickup. And they had two handles, looked like joysticks you could grab onto. The passengers would grab onto to hold themselves in. Now, today, the lawyers would have a field day with that, right? Because somebody go flying out of the back and get killed. But back then, it was a Subaru. It wasn't an El Camino. It was a Subaru called the Brat, B-R-A-T. And they had these two jump seats in the back. Well, the car was never designed, truck. I don't know, car, truck. It was more a car. So it looked like, think about a miniaturized El Camino. That's what it looked like, right? But with these two little jump seats in the back facing rearward up against the back wall of the pickup. And he worked for Subaru, or he was the original importer of Subaru to America. So he was Subaru USA, okay? This professor of mine. And he tells me, he goes, "You remember the Brat?" I said, and everybody in class goes, yeah, we remember it. We weren't that far out from it at that point. This was probably 1988, somewhere in there, 87. And we said, yeah, we know about the Brat. He goes, well, the seats in the back? Yeah, that's what it was famous for. Well, it wasn't designed that way. And we're like, how'd they end up there? He goes, tariffs. At the time, the U.S. had a tariff on imported pickup trucks, where they had to pay some ridiculous amount, like a third of the price of the vehicle or something in tariffs. So when they put those two little $10 injection seats in the back, it was no longer a pickup truck. It was a passenger vehicle. That's how Subaru got around the
the import tariff. Kind of funny. So there's some useless knowledge you can add to your repertoire. Thermal, those are the mags. Those are the mags. They run. They friggin' run. I just took some apart to look because I never had quite looked close at them enough to figure out how they came apart. And I damn near, here, put it this way. I was prying on that goddamn thing so hard trying to get it apart. Any other mag would have cracked. These things didn't. It finally popped apart. And then the second I looked, oh, that's how they come apart. Okay. One of those. How you do with plastic things. You get sick of trying to figure it out. You damn near break it just to get it apart. And it either breaks and it's useless, or it happens to come apart without breaking. And you go, oh, that'll be easier next time. Well, that's what happened with those thermals. And you hear about rounds shooting out the top of them, all this shit. I still got tons of them, and they still run, and I use them and you know what? As much as I've used them and they work, I don't know if I could get myself to use them in the real world. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess I could because I know firsthand. But you know what? That's the first day they'd finally fail. All of them, same day, right? AC Unity, good stuff. I think Fabrizio's used some. Those are made in Yugoslavia. I watched a video on the plant, and pretty interesting. And I heard a few bad things about them, and then that went away, and I haven't heard anything bad about them since. They got 60 rounders, if I remember right. 60 round, essentially double mags, kind of. And I've heard good things about them. Tariffs were after the Toyota wars. I remember reading about that. Yeah, because of their pickups it started, and that's how the Brat got around it. Yeah, never mind the Ranger S10. I had a Ranger, little Ranger. I could have bought back then. This was 1990, early 90s. I worked for a Ford dealer living in northern Wisconsin. And when I moved up there, I had an IROC Z28, T-tops and everything. And I knew what the winters were like up there, and I knew I'd probably put it in the garage and buy a beater to drive for the winter. I was single. And, well, life made that decision for me. Got kind of shit-faced one night, got all the way home from the bar, and realized I was out of smokes. So, what do? Well, you get back in your car and you go get some damn smokes at 3 a.m. So I'm going down this state forest road and lost it in a turn, piled it into the trees, woke up and the car was on fire. I remember jumping. I broke my ribs, collapsed a lung on the stick shift. I woke up and my hand was really hot. Well, that was because it was on fire. I got out of the car. I had lost my shoes in the accident. They had blown right off my feet. I got out. When I opened the hood, it got air and poof, it really took off. And I jumped behind some trees, and somehow, I don't know how, if they got forest spotters or what, but they saw the fire, and they got Indian reservation police out there, actually. Got it put out. And they felt bad enough for me that night, losing my IROC, that they didn't write me a DUI, thank God. But, yeah, anyways, the thing was totaled, and I bought a Ranger. And I could have bought a full-size F-150 for what I paid for the Ranger, but I wanted a Ranger. I thought it was cool, the extended cab. Tell you what, that thing went through the snow like nobody's business, man. Yeah, no, my shoes got blown off my feet. Like you stopped so fast, they, never found them. They were burned up in the car. But, yeah, barely got out of that one. But ended up with that Ranger, and it was a 6-cylinder XLT
4x4. It just looked, it was before they started dropping the front ends of the truck. So it sat real nice, had a beefy look to it. It was a 6-cylinder, 4x4 extended cab, stick shift. And that thing ripped, man, for a little truck. That thing went. I enjoyed that thing. My wife drove it when we were first married, and she was working in the city when we moved from up north, and went down to Chicago. And I surprised her one day with a new car because driving the stick in the city was a pain in the ass. Anyhow, I don't know how the hell I got on that. When someone engineers a test for them to fail, you hear a lot of negativity. So what do you think's going to happen with this Biden shit, man? How many executive orders can you do before it starts getting so bad? I mean, some of it, and it's only going to get worse. Yep, IROC Z. I don't know about the Z-rated tires, but it was my favorite color, blue, that electric blue, gray interior. It was a sharp car. I was a Trans Am guy. I had every Trans Am they ever made. And I was into all that stuff. That's how I got in the car business. Started with Pontiac because of the Trans Ams. My favorite of all of those was my 70 and a half. I had a 70 and a half Ram Air 3 car, 4-speed. I had a 74 Super Duty too. That was a nice car. But the 70 and a half Ram Air 3 4-speed car was the fastest TA of every TA I ever had. And I had 69, 70, 72, 73, 74, no 75. I had a 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. All of them. And the fastest by far was the 70 and a half Ram Air 3 car. That's a story unto itself, how I got that one and how cheap. Anyhow, he owes for days. Yeah. I don't know, man. 32. Holy Christ. And they're holding back. There's going to be some. They must know that if he comes out with these certain ones, why are our troops still in the Capitol? That's the other thing I wanted to touch on tonight. They're still there, guys. The election's over. Everything's cool, right? Everything's over. Everybody agrees he's our president. Yep. Old Joe, old baffled Joe. Stumbling, fumbling, bumbling Joe. Can't read a prompter. Yeah. Why are they still in the Capitol? Why do we have they didn't draw them down either. They didn't lower the numbers. I'm pretty sure there's still 30,000 troops in our capital. Think about that. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. That many boots on the ground. Never did I ever in a million years think that would be happening in our capital right now. But then there's a million other things I never thought I'd see that's went on in the last couple of years too. That's just absolutely insane. Asked about the tires because Z-rated tires are soft enough that they will freeze if cold enough. Yeah, you're right. It was fall too. It was getting toward fall, but it wasn't that cold out. I was just wearing a fall jacket. I remember Ford jacket. Lost that in a fire too. Went there the next day, and the aluminum bracket for the power steering pump had melted and just fallen off. The block was laying there in the weeds in the ditch. I remember when the trees caught on fire from it because the flames were shooting, and once it caught the trees, the flames were 40 feet high. But a tire would explode every now and then. Boom! I was across the road behind a tree, and shit would fly. Man, that thing was pretty intense. But yeah, the power steering pump was laying there, and the aluminum from that mounting block or bracket had turned to a puddle, literally a puddle of aluminum. It had hardened into one.
There's a bill to stop steel jaw traps. They're trying to sneak under to make fur trapping a crime. Jesus Christ. You know what? You think they're trying to push somebody over the edge. You ever think that? You ever wonder if they're just trying to take someone, because first of all, they think we're all animals and barbarians, right? We shoot guns. We look at me, city slicker wearing camo, right? But they think we're just a bunch of hillbillies, hill rods that don't know anything, and they think that they can, hey, if we push them hard enough, maybe one of them will snap, and we'll get it all. Then all we need is for one of them to snap, one of them to step out of line, right? Well, funny thing is, if it ain't happened yet, it ain't gonna happen, right? You would hope. But yeah, I had 30,000 troops in the Capitol. Think about this. Joe didn't order the troops to the Capitol. Trump did. What's up? Well, you know what? I was wondering that the other day. So Trump's still the president, right? Or at least for that couple of days. And tell you the truth, what does he give a crap about what happens with Joe coming in? What does he care? If somebody tried that again or whatever the case may be. But I would think almost the opposite, that he would think like, screw them. We don't want any troops here. Let the chips fall to where they will. So, and then Biden sworn in at noon anyways. I mean, who did order them there? Who ordered all those troops there? And was it the generals brought in? Or was it the mayor of D.C.? Is the mayor the one that I thought the governor had to call him up, but there's no. Is there a governor of D.C.? It's not a state. Did Trump order him up? Did the mayor order him up or ask for him? Did Biden? Did somebody have enough? Could he have asked for him? How did that all go down? I'd like to know the real thing. Yeah, though they're spoiling for a fight. They're trying. I guarantee you, when they put these gun control issues out there, if in fact he does it by executive order, seeing what he's seen at the Capitol and all this other stuff, you got to know that he thinks it'll provoke a fight. And I think it will. I literally think it will. If he puts an executive order out, even on the imports, I think you'd be damn close to people saying, that's it, I'm done. Let's go. I got a feeling that's you may not hear it because of that. He may not. They may bring it up in Congress. It'd be a ballsy move. And if they did, you got to wonder, is that what they're looking for? Are they looking for the reaction? And finally get it. Roberta S. Let's all snap. No. Nope. Snapping's not a good thing. It's not. You got to think of the outcomes and all of that. It's not a good thing. Do everything you can to avoid anything like that. There will also be bills against reloading. They will call against public. Yeah, you may see. Think about that. They could, because now you're making unregistered bullets. Think about that. Oh my God, who would have ever thought unregistered bullets? And that would be literally pretty much true if they did what they want to do. Yeah, sir, you're under arrest for an unregistered bullet. Holy shit. Talk about a warped second reality. I don't know. Well, guys, I'm searching a little bit here. Time is it? Yeah, every week it's getting a little bigger. Did everybody get in there and like 25 likes? Damn, you guys are kind. Too kind.
Grim, if you listen to the whole thing, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting everything now just in case. Can't hurt, right? If you find out you don't like something, hey, you can always sell it to somebody for double or triple, right? Because that's what'll happen. Like you, I'm getting everything I can get now just in case. Yeah, the founders did it. Maybe we should stop reciting and quoting them and start acting like them. Would they have put up with this long? They didn't. Well, got to call it late. Oh, I got to call it too here, pretty much. Roberta, yeah, no, I get it. I keep asking, when is it enough, or where's that line in the sand? And I got to look back to other countries, other places. You got to be in such a worse position than we are right now. People have to be truly, truly uncomfortable. Whether that's lack of food, lack of government services, anarchy in the streets, government really being tyrannical. And by that, I mean, citizens are being killed, mowed down, arrested, whatever the case may be. You're a long way from that. And unfortunately, America is not what it was when the founding fathers were here. Now you put a big screen TV, a cell phone, and a bag full of Taco Bell in front of somebody, and yeah, that's a pretty good place. I'll sit here for a while. So what if they tell me I can't do this or can't do that? I got my big screen, my telephone, and my bag of Taco Bell. I'm happy, right? That's what it comes down to. So, yeah, 1913. Yep. So who knows? I don't know. I do know if they went after the guns, I think that would be it for a lot of people. A lot of people might just turn them in, and a lot of people might just, lose them like they say they do, which I can't stand when they do that boating accent shit. And a lot of people will draw their line in the sand there and say, not happening. Come get them. So that's where you're at right now. That's where you're at. Well, are we closer than we've ever been? Yes. Are we there? No. Can it be worked out? Can it be saved? It can be saved. It's a very short period of time, and you'll be running, there'll be House elections, and it's going to go in a landslide for the Republicans. They're going to blow these people out like nobody's business because America is just not this far left, and the left's running that party right now. The left is running. He's such a puppet. He is the word. Either he's that far gone or he's just the world's biggest pussy. Yeah, I just said it. Yep, that's what he is. He is. Say what you will, think what you will about Donald Trump, but he's not that. He's a man's man, and that's all there is to it. And Joe is not. Promise you that. Promise you that. In a dark alley, yeah, nah, he wouldn't be much of a match for anybody. Anyhow, we're going to say goodnight here, guys. Let me just take one more look. I'd love to get my licks in, but we all know when it's time it will come, and it won't be the worst part. Complacency, yes, it is. And a lot of people, or we wouldn't be here. It had people stood up like they should have. But that's their thing. They bring it on you so slow. It's death by 1,000 needles, and that's the problem. And life's a bit more complicated than it used to be. And but by the same token, you got much more time on your hands nowadays than you did back then too. So bury him. Bury him does you no good. I talked about that last week. What good is burying them going to do? That effectively, you've lost them. They've taken them away. If it comes to that, if there's a run on 6-inch PVC and you're burying your guns in the ground, what good are they? You lost. Because they're hidden away. They're not available at a moment's notice. They're not able to protect you. they're effectively taken away and imprisoned, entombed, right? Just you did the entombing because you're too afraid to bring them out. Because what happens? You can't be afraid. When the time comes, you can't be afraid. That's the thing. Can't be afraid to show them. I put a lot of thought into that. I think the day they ban them, I take my favorite 2 down to the range and fire away all I want. Come stop me. Not going to happen. So burying them does no good. That's giving up. So don't even think about that. It's gonna. I told you the solution time and time again, and I've had nobody say any different, and only people agree. It's got to be mass non-compliance. Mass. You can't be, well, what if I'm the guy they arrest? Okay, well, what if? It's got to be somebody, but it may not be you. It may not be anybody if there's mass non-compliance. If there's zero compliance, zero, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I'll tell you what they're going to do. Nothing. That's what they're going to do. So it's got to be mass non-compliance. You just have to say no. Enough's enough. Every time they have pulled some kind of gun control stuff, it's what? What are they doing? They're betting that you're going to go along with it. That you're just going to say, oh, yeah, I don't want any trouble. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't want any trouble. That's what they're betting on. They're betting on you doing that. It's about non-compliance, period. Not going to do it. Hey, there's no bail anyways, right? They got to let you out, even on felonies. See if they let you out on that one. But who cares? So what? They've put me in worse places before. Give 2 shits about a weekend or a month or 6 months in jail. Who cares? When the stakes are what they are, right? No. Nope. Not going to happen. Mass non-compliance, that's your only savior in this case. If it goes that way, Hopefully there's other ways, like I said, but mass non-compliance. Yeah, you got to band together, tell them all to eat shit and kick rocks. You got it. Yeah, with a little oomph behind it, You know what I mean? A little oomph. Certain feet per second. Manufacturers will comply. I'm in favor of mass disobedience, but we will all have to. Absolutely. I've pondered it and pondered it and pondered it, and that's the only solution I see. If you can't vote them out, you can't whatever. They're breeding you out slowly but surely, as far as thought processes and our children's education. Homeschool your kids too, guys. Homeschool them. They're filling their heads with we're one generation from guns being abnormal. So homeschool your kids. Find the time. Oh, I can't. I got to work. My wife has to work. We need the income. Figure it out. There's always a way. Work harder. Work longer. Do what it takes. Do whatever. There's always a way. Saying no is just admitting failure. That's all. It's admitting you couldn't figure it out. No matter what, you can figure it out. I venture to guess that keeping your children home from school and homeschooling them in the long run costs you less money anyway. So it's not a cost thing. Oh, my wife's got to work, or I have to be here, or we don't have time. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. You have time. You can make it. You can do it. How did families run a farm with no modern machinery, no nothing, and they still homeschool their kids? I don't want to hear it. Now you got the internet, you have programs pre-made. The state backs them. The state will even give you money for them. All of that stuff. So excuses are like what? Everybody's got one. That's where we are now. Excuses. Get rid of the excuses. You get rid of the problems. Simple as that. Raise your children. Be a man. Stand up. Do the work you got to do. Fight the fights you got to fight. accept what you have to accept, and work the hours you need to work, and all those things. And guess what? It all goes away. Anyhow, there's my bit of wisdom for the evening. I thank you guys all for coming here. I hope you like it. I hope it's sometimes I feel it's a little corny, but whatever it is, it's my way of contributing to fighting off this tyranny one way or another. And I think the stream will find its way. It'll find its niche. It'll settle in where it's going to settle in. It's kind of why I wanted to show some of the stuff I showed tonight. Maybe that takes us in a certain direction. It's like the channel. When you find your direction, it finds itself. If you try to push it in one direction, it pushes back. So you just got to find where it goes. And once it does, it'll take over, and it'll be comfortable in it. And that's the direction it'll go. That's what we're trying to find right now. Hey, this is number 2, number 3. That's all. We're getting there. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun ride. And 6 months, a year from now, we'll be looking back. Do you remember when it was Rock and Joe and Chase and Mateo and all these other guys and gals here? And I remember when it was just 10 of us or 20 of us, and all of a sudden it's like my buddy 2A, now he's got 600-700 people. Granted, he's better looking than me and a hell of a lot more entertaining. But that being said, and a lot smarter when it comes to Second Amendment, that's for sure. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun ride. So hang in there, guys. Thank you for everything. And we'll get some videos coming out this week. I dropped the ZPAP one, right? You guys saw the ZPAP? We'll get that out to the range. I should have went to the range today, but we had a lot of snow here. We'll go from there. We'll get you some more good stuff when we get that arsenal in our hands. We'll do a little unboxing. So there'll be a lot of good stuff coming these next few weeks. So keep an eye out for it. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know where the channel would be. It wouldn't be. So I'm going to try to get to bed early for once tonight, but you all have a good one. I'll be chatting with you all this week, and we'll see you next Wednesday, 7:30 Central Time. And that's all she wrote. As always, Rockford Ordnance out.